Yup, this is a story about karma, so listen close. This the man in the mirror talking to you, so see if you can keep up, cause karma is a bitch for real. This story ends with a spirit flowing down a dark tunnel into his own body, inhaled and exhaled. The shells left out his tummy and back into a shotty. Got back up with no hands and ran backwards around the corner. Gunfire coming from the sunfire. He ran through the park and put his gun away. The sign said kids at play. Got back to the dice game with a gun in his hand and yelled everything run. The dice read 11 and then the dice spun. He picked up his money and said fate got eye. Then his eyes got wide. Walking backwards thinking about his next come up. He reaching in his pocket, only found 21 bucks. Open up his phone, he don't wanna leave a message. About to call the girl from last night that sucked him with perfection. He got back to the crib and unloaded his weapon. He went into his stash to get his cash, but when he looked, found there was nothing. Karma is real, when it hit, it don't miss. Would you make the same decision if you knew the consequence? Would you do it all again if you knew the end from the beginning? Would you do it all again if you knew the end since the beginning? Cause karma is real. Would you change your mind if you could rewind the hands of time? Would you do it all again if you knew the end from the beginning? Would you do it all again if you knew the end since the beginning? He backed up from his stash, then he looked up in the mirror saying death to fresh. Then he took out both his earrings, went into the bathroom, sucking toothpaste out the sink, spit it back on the brush, then in the tube and went to sleep. Clock counted backwards from 11 to 3. Now his door's opening and he got company. Bad bitch creeping around, throwing money in his drawer. Then some jewelry, then some more, then her clothes fell to the floor. She lay next to him in bed, the next thing you know they both awake. Vomit in the glass and filled it to the top with E and J. Went under the cover, started slurping on his serpent. Spit the nut back in his dick, man, she a pro and that's for certain. And then she backed up, back into the back room. He said that of glass of me pour. Man, she heard this before, it's all in her plan. His glass started to fizzle and formed a pill that jumped back in the hand. Damn, karma is real, when it hit, it don't miss. Would you make the same decision if you knew the consequence? Would you do it all again if you knew the end from the beginning? Would you do it all again if you knew the end since the beginning? Cause karma is real. Would you change your mind if you could rewind the hands of time? Would you do it all again if you knew the end from the beginning? Would you do it all again if you knew the end since the beginning? They put on their attire and ran backwards down a flight of steps into his car and reversed with squilling tires. Got back to the club and she said out Rolex. Looked down at his wrist and peeped the gold Rolex. And she know he don't wanna end his night with no sex. He back away and look around and see that she the coldest. He sends her a drink, she gives him a wink. She walks out the bar with eyes of deceit. An hourglass refills and he can't be still. Huffing and puffing, he can't believe what he just did. Walking out the bar, now he run into his car. Got back to the trap and took out a sack of crack from his pocket and ran back. And that bitch popping with a llama. Not masked up like no robber. Gave the sack back to his partner and shot him. Then walked out the door with a smile and unsmoked a black and mild. Wow, karma is real, when it hit, it don't miss. Would you make the same decision if you knew the consequence? Would you do it all again if you knew the end from the beginning? Would you do it all again if you knew the end since the beginning? Cause karma is real. Would you change your mind if you could rewind the hands of time? Would you do it all again if you knew the end from the beginning? Would you do it all again if you knew the end since the beginning? Put the loud in his pack, would've come up on his mind. In his waistline is a 9, thinking means any buy. Diarrhea, then he got an idea that was bright. His partner said up, read just I. He said game done and up, fuck dime. He hopped up in the whip on the passenger side. He hit the blunt and agreed, then unrolled the weed. Then his partner said karma in belief.